I'm Loren LoRosa, your human digital sidekick, keeping you plugged in and up to date with the latest online trends, the juice of the entertainment world, and the top stories affecting our lives. We watch the timeline all day, guys, so you do not have to. Back again this week with another special guest. Joining me today, we have Master Chef and taste expert Chef Tobias, who will join us for a spice-filled episode about sports, holiday foodie must-haves, and everything else that went down on the timeline this week. Y'all know what time it is? Let's log in. Logging in is the GOAT himself, Kobe Bryant, in the city of Los Angeles. Now, I'll be honest, as an East Coast girl, I've never really understood why they called LA the City of Angels, but what the spirit of Kobe Bryant just did for the Dodgers makes it all make sense. A couple weeks ago, we talked about how Shohei Ohtani and the record he set as one of the highest paid players in MLB history, signing a deal for $700 million for 10 years was amazing. But as if the money wasn't enough, there are now new reports that a 2017 video of Kobe urging Ohtani to come play in LA during a time when the Dodgers failed to woo him, by the way, was all the ammunition needed to actually get him to sign. The Dodgers have been sitting on this video for quite some time, as they plan to use it if they were ever allowed to close out a deal with Ohtani during their almost decade-long courtship with the player. But the Dodgers hadn't ever made it across that finish line until now. According to ESPN, Ohtani walked into the Dodgers stadium and was face to face with LA's biggest hero, reminding him of what playing in LA really meant. Kobe passed along the message that there is no better place in the world to win, rather than LA, and no better team to win with other than the Dodgers. Ohtani told the outlet that this meant so much to him. Although he'd never met Kobe in person, he admired his love for the game and his craftsmanship so much. This video took him back to a time, and he knew that there was no other choice that he could make. I love that. Now, Ohtani stands in sports history, not just in LA, but worldwide, and next to an idol like Kobe Bryant. Talk about a full circle moment. We're downloading all of the biggest scores on the week, as always, during our digital scoreboard segment. Now, joining me as we scroll the timeline today is Chef Tobias. Now, I'm excited for this one, because if you know, like I know, holiday meals are where it's at.
Absolutely.
Now, Chef Tobias, I want to say welcome first, because you didn't bring me any food. If you brought me food, it'd been like, hey, friend.
Oh, but no food.
No food. Welcome.
Okay.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in cooking. Like, were you always the, can I stop by and get a plate house? And that's how it started? Or like, how did this whole cooking thing come about?
So I'm Chef Tobias, owner of Huncho House. You may know me from some of your favorite food competition shows and some of your most famous athletes or entertainers. But food was something that I always had in my family. My dad's a chef, so I grew up in the kitchen. I grew up loving food, but on that end, as a younger kid, you really not the one that's cooking. You the one taking out the trash. You the one
peeling the potatoes,
doing the stuff that you really don't want to do. But it's helped me so far. My house was definitely the house that everybody came to get meals. And, at that point, it's not the fun part where you got all the neighbors coming over, all the aunties and uncles coming over, the cousins that get mad that you ain't got no food. But, cooking has been a great part of my life, and, it's got me where I am right now.
Well, it is the holiday season, so I for sure can't wait to get into the best holiday food topics and hear all about your potato peeling stories. Yeah. Because I know the potato salad had you peeling them.
Heavy.
Holiday potato salad.
Heavy.
But before we do all of that, let's talk about another reason to gather around the family, the PNC Championship. Yep, golf. And it's become a family function of sorts. Now, Chef Tobias, you gotta give me a honest answer here, because I feel like people don't tell the truth about golf. Are you a golf fan?
So, of course, playing football, you go into actually playing football, never touching golf ever in your life. Mm-hmm. And then they have so many charity give backs, so many, invitations that they send us to that we have to. So we end up learning the golf game.
Gotcha.
And then after that is your job. It's if you want to make sure that you continue in golf. So golf has been a thing. And then Tiger Woods was somebody that helped us, entertain golf more. So, golf is something that it takes off your pressure. It takes pressure off of you. It's something that you can get away and do. And I'm pretty good at Topgolf, you know.
Topgolf. See, that's what I mean. You got these Topgolf fans, and then all of a sudden they're golf fans. That's what I mean. But I think it all counts, right?
Topgolf
It's
takes
challenging.
skills.
Yes. Are you a Tiger Woods fan? I know you mentioned Tiger.
I'm absolutely a Tiger. I mean, you know, something that he's done for our, you know, for our whole world. You know, it's people that look like us. You know, get the opportunity to see somebody like that, you know, flourish and be one of the best.
Yes.
You know, it's a great feeling.
Well, the PNC, aka the new family function, just took over headlines with Charlie Woods, the son of Tiger Woods, joining his dad on the course. Now, the PNC Championship is huge. It's one of those events that you can guarantee all the golfers are sitting around watching with some eggnog. Tiger Woods, one of the most famous golfers in the world, entered the chat. But a Tiger Woods move wasn't the showstopper this time. This time, the shot was all about Charlie Woods. He had all of the sports world buzzing. Let's take a look at Charlie Woods on the course.
From 189. They're a huge tee shot by Charlie. Tiger hit his tee shot in the fairway bunker, so Charlie set them up for a nice approach from short distance here on the par 5.
Look at that. Is that reminiscent of anything we've seen in the past with that recoil?
He got up in the green side yesterday.
Charlie getting after it. Look at that shot. Wow.
Yeah, this coming from just hole high. Just got to measure the run out. That was a good looking shot here.
Come on. Yes.
Think we won't see that on some of the highlight shows tonight?
Can I just say, to see a father and son out there like that, chef's kiss.
Now, Chef, you might throw another one of those their way because although they're not currently winning with Team Woods is currently tying for 5th at -19 through 2 rounds. The pair showed out this past Sunday, posting a score of -11, which moved them up 6 spots in the standing. It's the father-son duo for me.
It's amazing.
It's always amazing to see that.
It's amazing, you know. I mean, I'm a father-son duo right now, just watching just following my father's footsteps. Charlie following his dad's footsteps. Now Charlie is the head of the headlines, and as long as he continues to, you know, just flourish and continue to grow, who knows? Charlie may be the next Tiger Woods.
I can see that for him. And I know that a lot of your cooking, like your roots come from your father, who is West African. Do you think cooking in the kitchen around the holidays is a family thing, or are you more of a one chef in the kitchen type of guy? Like, can the whole family be in the kitchen, or is it just you?
So, I mean, we talk about me in cooking mode, and then we talk about me in family mode. If it's something where we inviting some core people to the house, it's I'm in the kitchen, nobody else in the kitchen.
Got you.
Now, if we doing something where it's just like, you know, we trying to tag team the family, we bring a family in, you know, you may have your new boyfriend coming in. Come on, I want to get to know more about him. I want
over the knives.
Yeah, over the knives. Over the knives, the hot flame, the boiling water.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
All right. Okay, so I got you. Now, what are some holiday classics that you love to cook?
Holiday classics that I love to cook. Everybody, well, you know, turkey was one of those things that you only did on Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Now people are starting to change it up, you know, do turkey wings, stuff like that. You always gonna have your mashed potatoes. You always gonna have your potato salad. You always gonna have your mac and cheese. Now we stuffing salmon. We doing a lot of that. We doing steaks, roast beef. I mean, depending on where you at. If you in the South, you know, you're doing more fried. You're doing fried chicken. You're doing fried catfish. You know, now if you up north, you're doing some pastas. But what you like?
I was just thinking, you said pasta at Christmas. I don't think, like pasta salads maybe. Right, sure. But like the way that my upbringing is, we're pretty traditional. Like we do like duck sometime. And that's
talk about pasta, but duck. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty expensive dinner table.
See, I'm not like a turkey person. I think it's dry. Like I've never had a turkey where I'm like, oh my God, I love this turkey.
So what part with duck, right? You've never said, oh, duck is a little gamey, it's a little slimy, it's a little.
I love duck. It's my favorite. Yeah, but it's one of those upbringing things. Like, so you talked about how like depending on where you are, I think my family has a mixture of people from all over. So my mom is like duck and like anything that's like a darker meat, more you know.
Yeah, for sure.
My grandmother's from the South, so she's doing bunch of fried stuff if that's her dark meat, or the turkeys. She might throw in the chitlins, but we trying to eat better now.
So no chitlins for you?
I do chitlins. My grandmother and my mom, they can't have them though.
Why?
Because they have to eat better. They're in that phase of their life where I'm watching what they're eating.
Okay, I can understand that. But you also know that back in the day, our grandparents and our mothers and fathers, they lived so long because they was eating what they wanted to eat.
And what they raised and killed, right?
Yeah, what they raised and killed. So now the fact that, we getting foods from the stores, but it's always important to know where you get your foods from.
Yes. Well, it sounds like a lot of your cooking is rooted in your upbringing.
Absolutely. Like a lot of my food is fusion food. So I always like to fusion everything. Even with Italian, I'm gonna fusion it with some type of West African fusion.
Yes.
Spices, all these types. And Asian. Asian food and West African food is so similar. By all the spices, all the fusions that you put together. So it makes me excited to not only put salt and pepper on food.
Now, like I know, our elders in the kitchen are a safe haven during the holidays. It's like the therapy we never knew that we were receiving, and to be a helper in the kitchen during the holidays was just such a blessing. But according to a study done by IRI Worldwide, holiday cooking, like meals on Thanksgiving or Christmas, are costing families 13% more this year. Tell me, what are some of your favorite holiday meals that might not be that expensive and that can go a long way?
Well, that is true. Food is extremely high now.
Oh, Lord. Yes.
To eat a standard meal now, you're going to pay $25. But, right now, you can't ever go wrong with chicken, as always. Chicken is something that's inexpensive. You can do so many different ways. Then you're working on your sides, your potato salad, like we mentioned earlier. Just your common ingredients: potatoes, eggs, mayonnaise. Those type of things are super inexpensive. You want to have rice. You always want to make sure you have some type of rice at your table. You can spice it up, throw some onions and peppers in your rice, throw some saffron. Well, let me back up.
You're making me hungry.
Because saffron right there is a little expensive, but yellow rice is something that's great at the table. Whole stew roast beef, if you get them whole, it can feed so many people rather than getting a steak that's $80 where you can get a whole roast.
Gotcha.
And a roast, you can break a roast down, you can do meatloaf. It's so many different ways that you can incorporate food that can feed a lot of people that's not going to cost you a whole lot.
Man, well, thank you so much for today. I feel full just off this convo. All these different dishes. I'm sure the cooking is even better in real life, though.
The cooking is amazing. I'm Chef Tobias.
You didn't bring me no food, though, so I wouldn't have known.
Nah, listen, I keep a knife kit on me at all times, man. If I got a little burner, I could whip up something. We can show an inexpensive meal real quick.
Well, let the people know where they can find you and see all of your inexpensive meals, your expensive ones. Just where can we follow the taste?
So you can follow the taste. I am Chef Tobias once again, better known as Huncho. I got a hot, new, amazing restaurant called Huncho House, a new one opening called 1123 next month. On Instagram, Tobias Dorzan. And again, make sure you check me out on your favorite cooking shows.
Where are the restaurants located?
And my restaurants are located in Hyattsville, Maryland. That's Prince George's County, the greatest state ever.
I love that. I got to come take a visit. Well, thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, and thank you guys.
Killer Cam and Mace's It Is What It Is sports show recently made headlines for a record-setting YouTube viewership. But YouTube views are not the only thing that this show is making happen. Now, in case you guys don't remember, Cameron reminded Mace and their co-host Treasure Wilson about a DM he shot Nia Long after her very public split from NBA coach Ime Udoka. Let's take a look.
Hold on. I'm going to read you what I DM'd Nia Long right after the Udoka joint. As soon as it happened, I'll read it to you exactly what I wrote up because
you don't need doing you like that, Queen.
Yeah, I was kind of perturbed for. I'm gonna read exactly. Matter of fact, I'll have Stat read it because she's a better reader than me.
Oh gosh,
hold on. Still ain't
it's
no
a lot. Whole thing.
This is gonna be crazy.
Let the fan read what I wrote. This is right after.
This is right after the situation.
After it came out, this is what I wrote.
Let me hear the red.
This is not.
Let's break the red. I'm ready to red right now.
Yeah, I want you to. That's a good one. Let's rate the red. Rate the
All right,
red.
we're finna rate his Riz. Bet.
Yeah.
All right, he said, "Hey, Stink, I was giving you some time to yourself till I reached out. Your perseverance as a strong Black woman through this turbulent time has been something to behold. You shouldn't be taken advantage of and exploited as you did nothing to deserve this. especially all over these sports networks. You're bigger and better than that, period. You're a queen, and by the way, I'm a king. Together, we can achieve the greatness we were both destined for as a couple.
Now, the timeline exploded over the weekend when photos of Nia Long and Kim from Rich Paul's 42nd birthday celebration surfaced. There were no further details released outside of these photos and no PDA in the photos, so we aren't sure if this means that Kim is her rebound guy or not. But I'll be honest, I wasn't sure if the French that Kim was dropping would land him and Nia face to face, and I'm really not sure if that's even what did it. It could have simply been the party invites that I'm sure they both received from Rich Paul because it was his 42nd birthday. But hey, Cam, listen, a win's a win in my book. Now, Saints, we have gathered here today to mourn the loss of any chances Draymond Green thought he had after striking Phoenix Suns center Yusuf Nurkic. Last week, Draymond was indefinitely suspended from the NBA after an ejection that makes his third ejection of the season. In a statement, the NBA said they were taking into account his repeated history of unsportsmanlike acts. There are reports that Draymond has started counseling. I just hate this for him though, because we've seen Draymond make so many moves in his career, but this season alone is what most NBA casters and fans will hold on to. When you think about somebody like a Ja Morant, who's had so many back and forths with incidents, public incidents, and ended up in a suspension as well, I think it's just the time that he needs to take. Now, Ja Morant was able to return, and number 12 dropped 34 points in his returning game. From Draymond full-on fighting other teammates to moves where the intentionality behind the actual move had to be debated by some of the biggest commentators in sports history. This year alone, right, Draymond Green was ranked 55 out of the NBA's top 100 players, and that will not be talked about. He's even been ranked top 15 in the latest positioning ranking. But I promise you guys, this will not be talked about either. Instead, he'll be referred to most as the talented player who just couldn't get his anger right. And for that, Draymond Green, take some time off. I say this with love, do that counseling, but please log out. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm your host, Loren LoRosa, and this has been another amazing episode of Logged In, where we bring you the latest online trends, the juice of the entertainment world, and all of the top stories affecting our lives. Thank you to our guest today, Chef Tobias. I am still full from that conversation. But listen, I hope that you guys are enjoying the show as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. Be sure to subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that you never miss a chance to log in with us. We'll see you guys next week at the same time in the same location for all of the downloading of your timeline. I'm Loren LoRosa, and I'm signing out.
Log out.